It's been there since 5 years ago. Every so often I can hear it a little more loudly, as if it's gotten closer somehow, and then it disappears again. It's like that short pause on the radio in between songs, when they're switching the track out. Only it's the same song, over and over and over again. I've tried getting help before. The psychiatrist mentioned PTSD, about how sometimes you see echoes of the terrible things that have happened to you, and sometimes they stay. I don't think I'm traumatized by my boyfriend's death, I tell him. I didn't particularly like him. The psychiatrist looks at me and frowns. He writes something down in his little notebook. Interesting, he says. I stare at the nick on the back of my hand and remember that safety is a word I can associate with home now. You should go out more, my friends tell me. It's been 5 years since your boyfriend died. You have to move on. I always feel like I should tell them I moved on 6 years ago, but I keep my mouth shut. Some things are better left unsaid, unimagined. Some things can only hurt if you bring them back into the light. It was a Saturday when it happened, when I finally decided that I can't stay at home on Fridays anymore and live my whole life in fear of men. So I go out to the glacier with just a couple of friends, the ones who know. But the closer I get, the louder the song gets, as if it had been waiting for me the entire time, just waiting for this moment where it could lure me in like a fish on a hook. I fall for it, following the song around the floor, dancing around the edges, when it disappears into the men's room. Without a moment of hesitation, I open the door to face a man inside who I've never seen before. "Who are you?" he asks me. His eyes are a light blue, almost white, and they remind me of glaciers. I have to admit, he's a handsome man. "That song," I ask. "What is it? You were singing it." He looks surprised for a second before he splits into a grin. "You can hear it?" he asks. "Yes," I say. "You want to know why?" He walks slowly toward me, and it's now that I notice he's dressed in a suit and tie. That's strange, I think. "Yes," I say out loud. He caresses my cheek, and I lean into his fragrance. It smells like jasmine, like roses, like heaven. After people have been in an accident, they become sensitive, he says. The range of hearing increases. He draws me closer into his embrace. All I can feel is the warmth of his arms around me, the heat of his hands splayed against the small of my back. I like to sing in that particular range because he breathes in deeply, and I wonder if he's taking in my scent. There's something so supple about someone who is broken. In the back of my mind, I know I should be afraid. I know something's wrong. But my hands draw him closer, bringing his lips down to mine. He's a drug I never knew existed, and one I could never give up. His lips are as cold as ice, but as soft as snow. "So what's that song?" I ask again. He leans back slightly, and it's at that moment I realize I should run. But my feet are glued to the ground, and my hands are stuck to his chest. Something is keeping me here. He blinks, and his pupils turn into slits like a cat's eyes. He grins, and his canines are sharp, much too sharp for a human. It's a siren song.